Idris Abdullahi. I'm a director in the Federal Ministry of Environment and as well as the National Ozone Officer for Nigeria. The theme for this year celebration is Science to Global Action.
Protecting the ozone layer is protecting life itself. The ozone layer shields us from harmful ultraviolet radiation, preserving our health, agriculture, and ecosystems. Nigeria, through the National Ozone Office of the Federal Ministry of Environment, has remained steadfast in its commitment to this global cause. Under the leadership of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Mr. Balarabe Abbas, Nigeria continues to demonstrate strong political will and commitment to the Montreal Protocol and its Kigali Amendment.
The World Ozone Day for this year will highlight the role of science in alerting the world of emerging issues or emerging challenges. The depletion of the ozone layer was first noticed by scientists in the 70s. Subsequently, in 1985, in Vienna, the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer was adopted. And the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer was an agreement reached after the presentation by scientists on the depletion of the ozone layer. So, 2 years later, the Montreal Protocol on Substances that Deplete the Ozone Layer was adopted by parties to the Vienna Convention.
The National Ozone Office has continued to spearhead programs that aims to phase out ozone-depleting substances while promoting ozone and climate-friendly alternatives. Nigeria's voice is respected in global environmental governance, contributing to international decision-making, fostering regional cooperation, and sharing and gaining lessons on the implementation of the Montreal Protocol.
Looking at what the world is passing through, especially in the area of global warming. And we are meant to understand that refrigeration service sector alone contributes for more than 70% of the effect, the negative effect it has. That is why, in fact, I cannot quantify the importance of this training. In fact, it has been very, very important, and it has gone very, very wide.
deflect or inject this refrigerant to the atmosphere, not knowing that the little quantity can deplete the ozone layer. Still appeal, even though we have some equipment already, we need more. We can't do practice without other equipment. Tools, machines, consumable materials, we require them to enhance this training.
Where we are now, the office we use for refrigeration air conditioning work is small, but we agreed to give them a bigger space, bring in more items, bring in more modern facilities, in fact, bring in more people to train. They intend to make the center a center of excellence, which is good for all Nigerians, not only GSCC. So I think it's a good development. But whatever they want to use that room for, we oblige, and then we are ready to cooperate with them whatever area of need they need.
These interventions safeguard human health, ensure food security through effective cold chains, support green jobs, and contribute to Nigeria's climate and development goals.
Good morning, everyone. Please, if you forgot your key at the registration desk, a car key, kindly meet me to pick it up. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
As we celebrate the World Ozone Day on the 16th of September, adaptation is not just an environmental imperative, it is a business opportunity. Companies that switch early to cleaner technology are positioning themselves competitively in the global market. We encourage industry players to partner with the National Ozone Office, invest in future-friendly solutions, as well as engage with international stakeholders such as UNIDO towards improving the cooling infrastructure and implementing Montreal Protocol and Kigali Amendment, also to fulfill Nigeria's obligation under those protocols.
As we commemorate this year's World Ozone implementation of the Ozone Treaties and reaffirm our commitments towards sustaining the gains achieved in the implementation of these treaties. Together, under the Honorable Minister's leadership, we must continue to protect the ozone layer, secure a safer climate, and build a sustainable future for generations to come.
I'm Engineer Idris Abdullahi. I'm a director in the Federal Ministry of Environment and as well as the National Ozone Officer for Nigeria. The theme for this year's celebration is From Science to Global Action.
Protecting the ozone layer is protecting life itself. The ozone layer shields us from harmful ultraviolet radiation, preserving our health, agriculture, and ecosystems. Nigeria, through the National Ozone Office of the Federal Ministry of Environment, has remained steadfast in its commitment to this global cause. Under the leadership of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Mr. Balarabe Abbas, Nigeria continues to demonstrate strong political will and commitment to the Montreal Protocol and its Kigali Amendment.
The World Ozone Day for this year will highlight the role of science in alerting the world of emerging issues or emerging challenges. The depletion of the ozone layer was first noticed by scientists in the 70s. Subsequently, in 1985, in Vienna, the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer was adopted. And the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer was an agreement reached after the presentation by scientists on the depletion of the ozone layer. So, 2 years later, the Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer was adopted by parties to the Vienna Convention.
The National Ozone Office has continued to spearhead programs that aims to phase out ozone-depleting substances while promoting ozone and climate-friendly alternatives. Nigeria's voice is respected in global environmental governance, contributing to international decision-making, fostering regional cooperation, and sharing and gaining lessons on the implementation of the Montreal Protocol.
Looking at what the world is passing through, especially in the area of global warming. And we are meant to understand that refrigeration service sector alone contributes for more than 70% of the effect, the negative effect it has. That is why, in fact, I cannot quantify the importance of this training. In fact, it has been very, very important, and it has gone very, very wide.
In fact, the collaboration with our National Ozone Office started with us. They approached the school that they want to collaborate with us with the vision of upgrading our refrigeration and air conditioning center. That center, that is where we train our students. But with the collaboration right now, they provided support for us, they upgraded the center, our students receive training with an up-to-date tools and equipment.
We realized that most of these refrigerants before, we are having depletion on the ozone, and we only have one planet to live. So if such planet is destroyed, we are going to have problems. And most of our technicians, they are not aware of this. During services or during repair, they only deflate or inject this refrigerant to the atmosphere, not knowing that the little quantity can deplete the ozone layer. Still appeal, even though we have some equipment already, we need more. We can't do practice without other equipment. Tools, machines, consumable materials, we require them to enhance this training.
Where we are now, the office we use for refrigeration air conditioning work is small, but we agreed to give them a bigger space, bring in more items, bring in more modern facilities, in fact, bring in more people to train. They intend to make the center a center of excellence, which is good for all Nigerians, not only GSCC. So I think it's a good development. But whatever they want to use that room for, we oblige, and then we are ready to cooperate with them whatever area of need they need.
These interventions safeguard human health, ensure food security through effective cold chains, support green jobs, and contribute to Nigeria's climate and development goals.
Theme for this year celebration is from science to global action.
Protecting the ozone layer is protecting life itself. The ozone layer shields us from harmful ultraviolet radiation, preserving our health, agriculture, and ecosystems. Nigeria, through the National Ozone Office of the Federal Ministry of Environment, has remained steadfast in its commitment to this global cause. Under the leadership of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Mr. Balarabe Abbas, Nigeria continues to demonstrate strong political will and commitment to the Montreal Protocol and its Kigali Amendment.
The World Ozone Day for this year will highlight the role of science in alerting the world of emerging
change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener powers. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Together strong we'll see it through. The future shines for me and you. For me and you. For me and you. For me and you. High above the sky so clear, there's a shield that we hold dear. Ozone keeps the sunlight mild, safeguards every man and child. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Chemicals and smoke we use harm the air and make us lose. Time to change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener power. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Plant a tree and walk instead. Choose the green path we all spread. Hand in hand we'll heal the sky. Keep the ozone strong and high. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Chemicals and smoke we use harm the air and make us lose. Time to change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener powers. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Together strong we'll see it through. The future shines for me and you. For me and you. For me and you. For me and you. High above the sky so clear, there's a shield that we hold dear. Ozone keeps the sunlight mild, safeguards every man and child. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Chemicals and smoke we use harm the air and make us lose. Time to change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener power. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Plant a tree and walk instead. Choose the green path we all spread. Hand in hand we'll heal the sky. Keep the ozone strong and high. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Chemicals and smoke we use harm the air and make us to change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener powers. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Together strong we'll see it through. The future shines for me and you. For me and you. For me and you. For me and you. High above the sky so clear, there's a shield that we hold dear. Ozone keeps the sunlight mild, safeguards every man and child. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Chemicals and smoke we use harm the air and make us lose. Time to change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener power. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Plant a tree and walk instead. Choose the green path we all spread. Hand in hand we'll heal the sky. Keep the ozone strong and high. Protect the ozone, protect our life, save our earth from heat and strife. Every action small but true builds a safer world for me and you. Chemicals and smoke we use harm the air and make us lose. Time to change, the choice is ours. Cleaner skies and greener powers. Protect the ozone, protect our.
Please, I would like to give our indulgence to all stand. You want to go? Please, in a short time, the minister will be stepping into the room. He's already in the building. Please, as soon as he comes in, I would like to crave our indulgence to rise and honor his arrival. Thank you. First stanza only, right? Please may we rise as we honor the arrival of the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Environment, Man Balarabe Abbas Lawal. You're welcome, sir. He's arriving together with His Royal Highness, the Emir of Nasarawa State, His Royal Highness Malam Ibrahim Usman Jibril, and other royal fathers here in our midst. You're welcome. I'd like to crave our indulgence to please remain standing as we take the first stanza of the national anthem. We go after the count of 3. 1, 2.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much. Please be seated. The Honorable Minister of Environment, our Royal Father here present, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, good morning and welcome. Like we say in our local dialects, Inakwana, Tutuoma, Kara, welcome this morning to the rest of the world in celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Vienna Convention and commemorating the World Ozone Day. The theme for this year's celebration is From Science to Global Action. As many numerous projects. Over the years, we have carried out numerous projects. And here we are today, celebrating this special occasion. These great strides have been made possible through the support of our partners like UNEDO and UNDP, and of course, through the dedication of all our hardworking stakeholders. One of our focuses today is to recognize and appreciate you. Appreciate you, the stakeholders, the champions, and the tireless workers who have ensured Nigeria keeps its commitments under the Montreal Protocol. The Honorable Minister, sir, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I know that today is going to be a memorable outing filled with impact and excitement. But before we go further, I would like you to do something. Please turn to your neighbor on the left and on the right, and with a big warm smile, say Happy World Ozone Day celebration. Okay, so you're going to turn to someone else and say, Happy anniversary of the Vienna Convention. Make sure your neighbor is saying something. If he's not saying it, say it again. Happy World Ozone Day celebration. Thank you very much. We have a very active participant in this room. My name is Tessie Imoge, and I am absolutely delighted to serve as your compere for today's event. At this point, please permit me to most respectfully recognize the presence of dignitaries that we have here in our midst. First, I would like to recognize a distinguished leader. You know, one thing that stands out about him is his remarkable punctuality. I gave him a name, Minister Always on Time, because he's always on time for events, and this reflects his discipline, his dedication, and value for both people and time. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with a warm round of applause, please, I would like you to recognize and join me to warmly welcome the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Environment, Malam Balarabe Abbas Lawal. Thank you very much for being here, sir. I would also like to recognize someone very special, a former Honorable Minister of Environment, who is the Emir of Nasarawa State. I'm sure if you notice in the room, you will see royalty. You're going to give him a very warm royal round of applause. His Royal Highness Malam Ibrahim Usman Jibril. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for being here. we have the UNDP resident rep, Mrs. Elsie Atafua. Please let's give her a warm round of applause. I'd also like to recognize the Regional Policy and Technical Specialist, UNDP Africa Office, Addis Ababa, Joel Dakwa. Please give him a warm round of applause. I'd also like to recognize the Chief of Naval Staff, represented here by Rear Admiral MK. If he's here, please give him a round of applause. I'd like to recognize Chris Newsom, non-resident fellow. Please let's give him a warm round of applause. I would like to recognize representative of the Comptroller General of Customs. Please give them a round of applause. We also have here with us the Department of Science, Technology, and Innovation. Please put your hands together. We're not putting our hands together like we're excited to be in this room. Please, I want us to increase the energy level. We have here Chief of Air Staff represented. Please put your hands together. We also have Inspector General of Police represented. Please put your hands together. We have Controller General Fire Service here represented. We have DGs and head of agencies represented. We have NAVDAC, we have SON, we have NNPC, we have ExxonMobil, and we have RAC associations. We have Society for Women Engineers and Technologists. We have Koren. Please put your hands together and appreciate them for being here. I'd also like to recognize all directors and past directors here present. And then I want you to be very generous with your applause as I recognize our very special guests, the awardees of today's celebration. Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together. I'd also like to recognize all the ministries, departments, and agencies that are here present, all of the NGOs and the partners, gentlemen of the press. And lastly, I would like to recognize you for being here. Put together your hands for yourselves. Thank you very much for being here. You know, have you ever imagined what the world will be like when you live in a house without a roof? Now, this is what will happen to life when there's no ozone layer. That thin layer that shields us and has helped us to reduce lots of problems that would have affected humans, like the skin cancer, like the eye problem, like damage to our crops, damage to our animals. We are here today to celebrate the World Ozone Day. We are here to celebrate how far we have worked together for 40 years as a nation globally. I want you to sit here today, reflect on it, and pick out what is my part to play in protecting the ozone. And I know that we're going to have a very good outing today. Thank you very much again once more for being here. The Honorable Minister of Environment, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, I would like to invite for the opening remarks, Director, Pollution Control and Environmental Health Engineer, Dr. Mrs. B.H. Abubakar, FNSE. You're not putting your hands together like you want her to come. Please put your hands together. Very delectable, beautiful Action Director. Please put your hands together once more. Thank you for being here, Ma.
Thank you very much. Our Father, the Honorable Minister, Madam Balarabe Abbas Lawal, thank you very much for taking out the time to honor us with your presence today. Our Father, our Royal Father, our former boss, the Emir of Nasarawa, we thank you so much for taking out time to honor us, and as an advocate for environment, we're honoring you also today. Thank you for coming, sir. Our distinguished colleagues from the Diplomatic Corps, our development partners, thank you very much for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and gentlemen of the press, I welcome you to the 40th anniversary of the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer and 2025 World Ozone Day celebration. This year's theme is From Science to Global Action. This theme celebrates the contribution that science have made and continue to make to this day in solving problem of ozone layer depletion and also alerting the world on emerging issues. Distinguished guests, today we come together to raise awareness about the importance of protecting our ozone layer and also to highlight Nigeria's achievement in the implementation of the Montreal Protocol while also contributing to global efforts of protecting the ozone layer and mitigating climate change. The main focus of today's celebration will be the Honorable Minister presenting awards of recognition to stakeholders from MDAs, implementing agencies, NGO refrigeration and air conditioning industries, and association experts, posthumous awards, and the rest. It is indeed a great honor to have in our midst His Royal Highness, the Emir of Nasarawa, Malam Usman Ibrahim Jibrin, as the special guest of honor. As we celebrate World Ozone Day, let us remember the progress we have made in protecting the ozone layer and recommit our shared goals of preserving the ozone layer. To this end, I wish you all a happy World Ozone Day celebration. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Vienna, the Industrial Development Officer, MP Division, Mr. Yomi O. Banjo. Are you here? Please let's give him a warm round of applause. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate. Next on our agenda, we'll be taking virtually the 2025 World Ozone Day message from the United Nations Environment Programme. This will be taken by the UNEP's Executive Director, Inga Anderson. Please, media, do we have it?
Of the many conventions, agreements, and scientific platforms that we at UNEP have the honor to host, I have to say that the Vienna Convention for the Protection of Ozone Layer is clearly amongst the most illustrious, because 40 years ago, nations agreed to this convention, and just 2 years later, the convention's Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer was agreed. And that was undoubtedly one of the most important moments in the global efforts to protect the environment and human health. At this point, we are proud to say that through action under this convention, ozone-depleting substances have now been virtually eradicated, and the hole in the ozone layer is closing. Deadly ultraviolet radiation has been prevented from pouring through our planetary shield, where it would have otherwise killed people and destroyed crops. So in short, scientists detected a threat. Nations and businesses listened to the science. Together with industry, they quickly and decisively acted in the best interests of people and planet. That is multilateralism as its very, very best. The Vienna Convention and its Montreal Protocol continue to follow these principles, monitoring ozone, ultraviolet radiation, and controlled substance levels to ensure that the successes stick. And under the Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocols, nations are now applying these principles to slow climate change. By fully ratifying and implementing the amendment, up to 0.5 degrees of warming could be avoided this century through phase down of powerful climate warming gases known as hydrofluorocarbons. Switching to energy efficient cooling during this process, phasing down these gases, could double the gains. So in times when the planet is rapidly heating and other efforts to mitigate climate change are not hitting the levels required, succeeding with the Kigali Amendment becomes ever more crucial. So, as we celebrate 40 years of the Vienna Convention on World Ozone Day, I ask nations and the cooling industry to redouble their efforts on the Kigali Amendment, deliver every fraction of a degree of avoided global temperature rise possible under a universally ratified amendment, and save more lives.
Very much. That was the message from UNEP's Executive Director. We are going to have a little bit of adjustments on our agenda because the minister will need to be in another occasion. So we'll take the goodwill message, the minister's speech, and then we'll have to move the other goodwill messages behind a bit. Please kindly bear with us. Thank you very much, the Honorable Minister of Environment. So he has permitted us to go ahead with our agenda as planned. I would like us to put our hands together as I invite on stage His Royal Highness Ibrahim Usman Jibril for his goodwill message from the special guest of honor. Thank you very much for being here today with us. We truly appreciate you. You're not putting your hands together like a royal father is coming on stage. How do you do that? If this was Nasarawa State, you can't have this. Please put your hands together, rise on your feet, and put your hands together properly for a royal father. Thank you very much, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Minister, our dear brother, Honorable Balarabe Abbas Lawal, and other distinguished ladies and gentlemen here, a very good morning to all of you. I stand here being humbled by the great reception received this morning, and I see it as a big privilege, and I thank you most sincerely for not forgetting me. It's been about 10 years ago that I first received an award in Montreal in respect of the ozone layer, and today the Minister of Environment is calling me for an honor. I deeply appreciate this, and I value it. It's a big privilege, and I will not take it for granted. And I want to assure you that I will continue to remain loyal to the protection of our dear environment. It's a great joy to join all of you commemorating the 2025 World Ozone Day, which also marks the 40th anniversary of the Vienna Convention. This day is a reminder of the remarkable achievements of the international community under the Montreal Protocol in protecting the ozone layer and combating climate change. As a nation, Nigeria has played an active role in these global efforts, and I'm proud to have contributed during my tenure as Honorable Minister of Environment to the adoption of the historic Kigali Amendment in 2016. That moment was not just about diplomacy, but about securing a safer, more sustainable future for generations to come. I recall that event, the diplomatic bickering, and we had to sit throughout the night till early morning at about 7 a.m. before that historic amendment was reached. It was a big pleasure for Nigeria, and we are proud of it. I commend the Federal Ministry of Environment, the National Ozone Office, and our international partners for their tireless work in sustaining the momentum of the protocol and ensuring that Nigeria continues to lead by example in ozone and climate protection. I recall that my first assignment in December 2015, when I became a minister, was to travel to Ogun State and commission the ozone village. At that time, Kasim Bayero was the director of environmental health. On this occasion, I extend my goodwill and prayers for the success of this celebration. May it inspire renewed commitment, especially among our youth, to safeguard the environment, promote innovation, and embrace climate-friendly solutions. We congratulate Honorable Balarabe Abbas for his